riffs are too repetitive, the lyrics make no sense. All the songs are B-sides and the cover art's a mess. There's so much here to tear apart. Listen to it for a week, now that week has passed. It's Why I Hate This Album podcast with Tim and Garrett.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Why I Hate This Album. I am one of your hosts, Garrett Harvey. With me, as always, is not co-host extraordinaire Timothy Richardson. Folks, Tim, well, I'll just be honest with you, Tim is in Sweden. Well, he's at least en route to Sweden. Why, I will not reveal. That's his business, and frankly, I didn't entirely follow. But he bought a ticket, and that's where he went. But that's not why we're here this week. You know why we're here. You clicked on the link. We're here for the continuation of Steven Seagal's Songs from the Crystal Caves. We're going to pick up at track number 3. You guys waited a week. Appreciate the patience. We just couldn't give you 2 solid hours of Seagal. That's a lot. We'll be back with an all-new prepisode next week. As always, please write in hatePodMail@gmail.com, Album HatePod on Twitter, HatePod on Instagram, G Harvey Tweets on Twitter if you want to talk to me. We got the subreddits, we got the Discord servers. Reach out. We want to hear from you, but let's get down to the business at hand, why you're here, the continuation of Steven Seagal's Songs from the Crystal Caves. That does bring us to track number 3, music.
If you sang with me, we can fill the world with harmony.
So this song is just called Music, and I think that even that is a bold claim.
Oh, yeah, it's not about music.
Well, it's not music. It's technically music. Garrett's father is right about almost everything. He is wrong about Steven Seagal. We get chanting to start this off. It's a funky jam. There's some blues guitar. It kind of sucks, but it does sound a bit more like what I was expecting from this album here.
Yes.
Lyrically.
Bro.
This is basically, you remember that really in poor taste video that Gal Gadot and
Nailed
her
it.
ilk did right when COVID started, where they sang Imagine?
The Imagine one? Yeah.
This is the original song version of that.
Brief side note. In a time with unprecedented mass die-offs in a population and a time of peak fear, why pick a song that begins with Imagine There's No Heaven? My grandma just died.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry. Just T to B, what a bad idea.
I know your grandma. You should hope for no afterlife. She was
a monster. She literally was a true-to-life monster. Had a hole in her heart for 40 years. Didn't phase her a bit. I hated her.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to this. Yeah, nail on the head, Tim. Musically, let's get into the lyrics. If you sing with me, we can fill the world with harmony.
Ugh.
If you dance with me, we can create a better place to be. Walk with me. Feel me musically. You gotta let the music be the remedy. If you sing with me, we can change the world with a melody.
Now, I have to give you partial credit. The way you performed that was better than the way it's performed on this album. Like the rhythm you gave it, the vocals you did, hell, the accompanying music that is non-existent. Better.
I really liked the silence. Yeah. So for me, let me give you my reading. I'm feeling trapped. I'm a young woman. I'm in Mr. Seagal's house. He's trying desperately to keep me from calling the police again, and I'm suspicious of his definition of the word dance. I am also vaguely picturing an Alpha Molina Boogie Nights scene where there's somebody setting off firecrackers and Jesse's girl won't stop playing.
Maybe. I think that this is just his Imagine. I think this is him or his Black and White. I mean, this is just his, like, every...
We can all live together
every decade,
harmoniously.
There's this song. They're usually kind of poorly thought out. Not this poorly thought out, but I feel like he thought that this was going to be just an anthem for the 2000s of peace and harmony, and we can, I don't know. I felt like he thought this was going to heal our wounds, and I remain wounded.
I might be further wounded than I began the song. Yeah. Can I give a dramatic reading of the desperation line?
Oh, please do.
Desperation, abomination, disintegration, degradation. That is how he delivers these lines. Now, I might be being a little silly, but the amount of mustard I put on disintegration is accurate. And I gotta say, Tim, the fuck is he talking about?
No idea. I think,
Okay.
I don't know the disintegration part, certainly. I mean, again, I think that he's saying there are people in this world that are poor, that are hungry, that have nothing.
That he will take advantage of.
Not even that. Not even that. Listen, listener, this music, what I'm doing right here, this is solving all those problems. I got it. And in fact, I didn't even really have to work that hard for it.
I don't disagree. I was thinking more like I'm going to heal the world with my music the same way Corey healed all those angels by having them move into his house.
Oh dear. So he,
Right.
Don't move in with Steven Seagal.
Disintegration.
And then he goes, poverty, treachery, people fixed on what they need. It ain't about you. It ain't about me. It's about us, and the music will set us free. I love
Rapping a little bit there.
Yes.
Doing a little rapping.
I love that he's talking about treachery, because that's not the last time this is going to come up on this album. And also, going back a little bit, he says, walk with me, feel me musically. And I think a little bit to your point, I think this song said, walk with me, feel me. You got to let the music be a remedy. And then a lawyer said, nope. Say feel me musically so as not to constitute an admission of guilt.
Yeah, this might be used as like setting a precedent for other cases. We can't have you doing this.
Right. Music is the language of the people. Music is the language of the highest. Drink the music. Let the melody demolish the carnage of ignorance, prejudice, envy, greed, and hate. The possibility of unity. People fixated on what they need. It ain't about you. It ain't about me. It's about us, and the music will set us free. Cue reggae rap.
Out of nowhere. Aggressive reggae rap that I was unable to transcribe because I have a difficult time with the Jamaican accent and there was no transcription online.
Sure. But I mean, again, I think that sort of works to the theme he's doing here of he is a man for everyone, aka this should be a worldwide seller. Please buy my album.
Yeah, and I just want to be real clear. When he says drink the music, let the melody demolish the carnage of ignorance, prejudice, envy, greed, and hate, the possibility of unity, it does sound as though he is force-feeding people large glasses of ayahuasca. And then this song starts to make a lot more sense.
Yeah.
And that wouldn't shock me at all. That all feels very on brand. Shamans, medicine men, let the plant take you, that sort of thing. Now, Tim, we can't go on to the next song without mentioning, after the out of nowhere reggae rap, here's a little blues guitar solo for you.
There is, and then there's so many more chori.
So many more. Like a minute plus of the chorus.
Yeah, and it's like this rap, not really rappy, it's more chanted, I think, but it doesn't really matter.
Track number 4, the unpredictable Better Man.
Well, a woman like you is so hard to
We have an inappropriate acoustic love song, kinda?
Yeah. Now the opening, the very opening, folks, go back, treat yourself. It's an acoustic guitar every time I thought of one particular Nickelback song. Look at this photograph. And then, of course, unfortunately, it's ruined by Mr. Seagal.
Right. You heard that right.
Acoustic
You heard
guitar.
that right. Okay. You don't hate this, yet you said that he is ruining Nickelback. I think you hate this.
Oh, there's a chance. We're back to the soft Seagal voice. It's a little like Sting with Tim, don't get angry. Might even say earmuffs for this one. A little bit of Old Man Dylan mixed in.
Oh, I'll cut your face.
I know. Old Man, though. Remember like when we saw him on Long Island and we were like, no.
I do remember that. This is much, much worse.
No.
Yes. I would stay longer at this show more for the curiosity's sake and the story, but this is a worse performance.
Okay.
Yes.
Something that we didn't say in the general thoughts. For the most part, these are songs.
Yeah, okay.
That puts it like head and shoulders above a lot of stuff.
No, because I wish they were. Here's the thing. If these weren't songs, they might end sooner.
Okay. You'd rather listen to Amur than this.
Yes.
Come on. Attila?
Yeah, you might have got me. But the problem is that was so loud, it hurt my head so much.
Hollywood Undead?
Yeah, I'd rather listen to Hollywood Undead. Yeah.
what was the one about the hands? Something about hands.
Anyway, Garrett, this seems to be an apology / attempt to find the right words to not have somebody go to the police.
Yeah, things have gone south again, probably with a lady, or at the very least, he doesn't want her to think that things are going to go poorly. Let's open it right up. He says, if only I said all the right words that I needed to say, I probably wouldn't feel this way. Right there, right up the top. Let's just pause right there. He definitely doesn't ever say the right words. I would argue that even the opening stanza barely makes sense. But already it's about how it's making him feel. He feels bad.
Right.
Okay. Some are born on the wrong side of the moon. Girl, it's killing me to keep hurting you. I read this as, I'm such a finely tuned martial arts machine. I'm barely even a human by your standards. I can't even relate to your constant emotional human needs.
Sure. Yeah, because the way it's phrased here, so I'm writing it down in a letter and I'm hoping that you'll understand. I know that you can do better and it's out of my hands. So go on, girl, find you a better man. Yeah, a better man. It's never phrased like an actual apology. It's all phrased like, listen, girl, I gotta go do some work, some wet work for, well, I don't want to say the name of the organization, but its initials are CIA, and I'm gonna be working mostly in Asia. And the point is, I don't really have time for you right now. Just, dude, come on.
So I'm writing it down in a letter. What? And I'm hoping that you'll understand. Yeah, I'm getting warmed up, Tim. I'm starting to get excited. Now I remember. We're about to get to where it really turns on a dime. But let's stick to number 4 before we get to 5. Let's talk about it, Tim. She's locked herself in a room again, and she has become completely non-responsive to his screaming. So he has written an apology down and is sliding it under the door. Or more like what you're saying is he wants to leave. He's grown tired of her, but maybe he wants like a bit of a paper trail. So like if anything happens to her or possibly this quote unquote new better man, no one's going to think Steven Seagal had anything to do with it. They broke up quite amicably.
Yeah, quite possibly. The other thing, it seems like a way to save face, right? She's breaking up with him, but
he's
wants
quitting before she fires him.
No, not even that. He wrote this. She broke up with him. She's like, you're a terrible person. Not a single thing you've said to me has been true. I saw you poop yourself that time and you claim you didn't, but I know you did. So he's doing this whole thing of like, girl, I gotta go. I know I'm the best man you've ever seen, but you go find yourself a better man. You find yourself somebody more attentive to your needs because I can't put all of myself in. You deserve someone that's gonna really just commit to you, and part of my life is committed to Aikido and the CIA.
I'm a warrior, baby.
Yeah.
I'm a shogun.
Right, for the CIA specifically. Remember that.
Yeah, but don't tell anybody.
No,
and I didn't say that.
Do tell them though.
Yeah, it's a figure of speech where I really mean tell everybody.
Yeah, but I think it's one of those things.
Tim, I gotta say, you channeling Seagal is. I want you to start leaving voicemails on my phone as Steven Seagal. Hey, this is Steven Seagal. I want to let you know, baby, I'm just no good for you.
Yeah.
I want you to start leaving me voicemails about how you're no good for me and I need to find a new man.
Done. This is Steven Seagal of the CIA, FBI, SEALs. I'm sorry,
That's
what?
not the thing. The FBI, CIA SEALs.
Yeah.
We're a new organization.
It's
super secret.
He is the guy. So if you YouTube like Stolen Valor, the people that you will see there, and it's really a sad thing. Like for some reason, these people, it's almost no, it's not almost. It is mean-spirited because the people they're targeting clearly have like serious psychological issues, but
Sure.
they all are these guys that have like patches sewn on of like SEALs, Rangers, Delta Force, etc., but they're all just like, yeah, no, I was one of those Army Ranger SEAls. I don't know why I'm doing the fucking Seagal voice. But that's what he's doing. He's just like,
yes.
Yeah, no, I fought the Yakuza with the Irish mob
Mafia
on my day off from the CIA, while I also was the first American to ever teach martial arts back to the Japanese. Just no, none of that's true. And if
None of it.
Yeah, but like even if some of it were true, it's all conflicting with itself. You can't do all of these things. You're not allowed.
Yeah, right. Your own lies disprove your lies.
Yes.
They based Die Hard on me. You weren't what? I saved Nakatomi Plaza. Huh? You didn't though. It's not based on anyone.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But again, like this whole whole thing, it does also, it's so overwrought, it feels like a self-parody. This feels like something that should be played over a very specific scene of like Walk Hard, the Dewey Cox story about thinking about how he fucked a relationship up. But this is serious.
Tim, I have an idea. Perhaps you and I can achieve room-level fame by putting Steven Seagal in a romantic comedy.
Well, I like that. But
And
here's the problem.
Entire
Here's the
soundtrack
problem.
will be performed by him.
What are we going to do on the legal situation?
Oh, you're going to have to be the lady.
Oh, God, no.
I know. It's going to be tough, but I know you can take a beating.
I mean, I can.
Yeah, I mean, that's a compliment, sort of.
Okay, goddamn.
Listen, I'm sure. Also, I think, actually, here's the thing. We'll get you all gussied up. We'll use whoever the white chicks guys used. They looked great. Get you all gussied up as a lady. And he's not going to expect 170-pound man strength to come firing back when he gets fresh. So, let him go up that skirt one time and then, I don't know, just rear back and give him a really good shot to the fucking face. And if I know my Gene LaBelle, he ain't gonna be a problem for you anymore.
Interesting.
Or you just choke him out till he shits his pants. His weakness is his neck.
It seems like it would be his strength, though. Anyway,
you would think.
Track number 5, moving right along from the romantic comedy starring Steven Seagal and Tim Richardson.
What would it be called, listeners? hatePodMail@gmail.com. Album HatePod on Twitter. HatePod on Instagram. Hashtag Seagal.
Seagal fucker.
No, Jesus. You're so bad at hashtags. Romantic Seagal. What would the title for the Steven Seagal romantic comedy be? Like Switchback, or like They Fall in Love at a Dojo? Ooh, or like jujitsu, obviously Aikido, grappling hearts, grappling with love. You guys get the point. Right in. I want to hear it. Tim seems nonplussed.
I don't. Anyway, track number 5.
You don't want this to happen, do you?
Track number 5, Route 23.
But even though we couldn't eat our sorrows,
For my money, this is where the album starts.
Yeah, sure.
It's
This is
so
where the
crazy.
crazy starts, definitely.
Yeah, up to this point, I want to give credit. We have a listener, and he's a good friend of mine, CW. I know you're out there. I had him listen to some of this album, and his feedback after he'd gone through the first 4 songs was the inoffensive nature of this album is highly offensive to me. That's about to change.
Right. This is a good summation, I think. This song represents his life very well in that it is all
None of
lies
it's true.
about his life. Exactly. This is poverty, valor, theft. This is a man who would like you to believe that he grew up a poor black kid in the
Yes.
rural South, and that's why he likes the blues. And this is Steven Seagal, to be clear. The guy that likes all that Japanese shit, right?
Right.
Cool. My, found it in a shoebox. My daddy, people came from far away. Mama, already a little racist there. My daddy, people
Yeah.
came from far away. Mama lived on the porch of the rich folks. My daddy had to work to pay. Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, Kentucky, Texarkana. This is a story about, I don't know, sharecroppers, how he grew up the son of sharecroppers. Like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, mother's Irish, father is of Russian Jewish descent. None of this is true.
Right.
I came to see what they could see, chasing their long tale about the good life. They were told it was up Route 23. So, in the story, Mr. Seagal's parents were OTR truckers. See previous episode. Seeing the world through Route 23. And just a quick reminder, this is the son of a medical technician and mathematics teacher.
Right, not the son of a Reconstruction era African American family.
Right.
Traveling through the South, attempting to find safe passage.
Yeah, this
The fuck is happening?
is not the Green Book. what the fuck, guys? From the coal mines, cancer from the steel. Still, my daddy loves me, don't you know? Just to feed us kids a meal. Your father was a coal miner and a steel worker. No,
but this, again, this checks out. In that, it does not check out. This is his admission, I think, to his life of nonsense and lies.
It's time for a 35-year-old reference, Tim. Yeah, that's the ticket. That's the ticket guy.
Yeah, absolutely.
God bless it. This is where things get very strange. Time was a demon that they would try to slay. Guns get tied and horseshoes play. That's how we used to pass the time away back in the day. I'm talking about back in the day. That's where I learned to play this here blues. What? Hearing him say back in the day over and over, for me personally, is the official death of that phrase. I am done with back in the day.
I hate this guy.
You
I
seem
hate him so
apoplectic.
much. I hate him.
Yeah, you really do.
He's the worst. He
right,
might
then
be
we-
the worst person. Out of all, Garrett, how many episodes have we done? How many people have we talked about? You talked about Gigi Allen, for God's sakes. This might be the worst human being. Gigi Allen's poop was on purpose, at the very least.
Yeah, that's true.
I hate him.
Yeah, no, he's not great. Then we get 90 seconds of blues guitar that I honestly think was basically the score from Lethal Weapon 1 to 4 back to back.
But not played on sexy sax.
No.
Oh, right. Mm-hmm.
That brings us to track number 6. We're almost halfway there. My God.
It's the name of the song.
Yes.
Not
Yes.
a spontaneous declaration of Jesus Christ.
God is better than your God. Maybe
I guess the most generous interpretation of this song is that it's an argument for how silly it is to fight over whose god or religion is better, and how so many of the world's problems are based on that made-up argument. That is the most generous possible interpretation. Even if that's the case, still an obnoxious, concept coming from this asshole, right?
Sure.
He's the sort of guy who cuts you off, and then after he cuts you off, as you're honking at him, you notice
Gives you the finger?
Well, no, you notice the coexist bumper sticker on his car, and it just makes you angrier, so you honk again. So he pulls over, gets out of his car, and rapes you.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I mean,
I took it a different way, luckily.
Oh, I did
this
too,
is the song that Apple Music says does feature Stevie Wonder.
Right.
TBD.
I think he's doing the
It's-
harmonica solo at the end.
Yeah, probably. And that wouldn't shock me. Song opens. Before the music, really. You hear Steve tight on that mic. Had those headphones up too loud to get Steven Seagal in my ears going, Let's see. Sort of a rapping style. Not sure how to explain what exactly he's doing here, but let's get into the lyrics. He says, "Do you fear me? You can't stand to be near me? Well, I come from a different place. My philosophy's from outer space." And let me stop there because I want to mention a small fact that wasn't in the history. At one point, Steven Seagal paid one of Tibet's leading spiritual teachers to proclaim that he, the actor and action hero, is a reincarnated lama and sacred vessel of Tibetan Buddhism. Basically, everybody who didn't get a paycheck from this guy was like, wait, what? Nobody recognizes that except for this one, super high up Tibetan leading spiritual dude.
Yeah, who
Which
has
makes me think
Oh, sorry.
this song might be about how Steven Seagal thinks he's God, or at the very least, a godhead at the head of a much superior religion.
Right, absolutely. And that's what I think is interesting, because it might be about how it's an argument for everyone to fight over whose god or religion is better, but ironically, he's actually arguing throughout this pretty unambiguously that his specific religion is the best, right? He's saying all of your petty religions and fighting amongst each other, they're so blind they can't get along. But my way of thinking actually is right. Cool. So you're...
Yeah. Well, then I started to think, in what form, what venue would this even take place? Because aside from very young, obnoxious children who would even bother with this conversation, I don't care. But the next verse kind of got me thinking. He says, "My religion is strange. I think it's because you fear change, afraid to try and understand, a stranger in a strange land." What if this is a hostile takeover of a pre-existing cult by Steven Seagal? He didn't have time to go all grassroots with it, so he's just I'll just take over your cult. So he is challenging the leader of a cult to take over the cult and have them follow his religion.
Well, here's the thing. If he's challenging them to a strictly keto off, all right.
No, it's a war of words, Tim.
Oh, well, I think you'd be okay there
Anti-keto.
too. Oh, okay.
Anti-keto.
Yeah. You best believe I'm here to stay, because my God is better than your God. My God is Garrett. My God is better than your God.
Yeah, and it's in a very odd, teasing child's
My
cadence.
God is better than... Yeah, it's fucking stupid. Again, this is a guy that's commenting on other people's beliefs as if he is not the sort of person that thinks Aikido wrist control is real. And I mean, I guess it's kind of real because he did break Sean Connery's wrist that one time. But he's an old man.
Yeah, God, you got to imagine Sean Connery was pissed. What the fuck did you just do to my wrist? Who's this ponytail Oh, we're going to have to bleep that.
Yep. But he almost certainly said that. That is true to Sean Connery. And then again, it's unclear exactly what side he's coming down on here. He says, maybe you don't like my skin or what I believe in. You don't like my prayer. You don't like the clothes I wear. How many people have to die for what one man might think is right? The true path to like is more than one. Why do you force your will with a gun? Let's start another holy war. I'll show you what I'm killing for. My God is better than your God. He just wants us all to acknowledge that, like, he's wearing those robes for a reason. He's some sort of mystic guru. You should not question him, even when he is asking us to all remove our collective undergarments in an audition for the worst movie you will ever be in.
Well, Tim, your kimono can't accidentally swing open unless you have it on, so you gotta have those robes, buddy.
Fair enough.
Oops.
God, I hate him.
Well, I'm a Muslim, I'm Buddhist, I'm a Hindu, a Catholic, a Jew.
Let me pause there. I did say
I'm a Muslim.
because that's what he says. He says, I'm a Muslim. What's a Muslim?
I don't know, man.
I'm a Buddhist. I'm a Hindu, Catholic, Jew.
This is, again, the sort of person who espouses this coexist quasi, Unitarian liberal ideology here, but is also partnering with Joe Arpaio.
I think he's saying that he is all of the religions combined into one, plus a little extra
Steven stuff.
Oh my God. I don't. Okay.
How would you like to receive the sacrament, young man?
Gross.
I gotta go.
Gross.
What, like wine and a cracker?
Sorta. This is the part with the Steven stuff.
Ugh.
What if he just gets a YouTube channel? I would probably watch it.
Hey, everybody, welcome back to Steven Stuff, the show where I show you some stuff in my room. This means a lot to me. This is Bill Belichick's Super Bowl ring. I got this from Vladimir Putin. He stole it as a goof, a real power move. I respect the shit out of it, and he gave it to me because I thought it was hilarious. He said I was the only one who got it.
Anyway, folks, check the history books. That happened. Oh, I like your ring. Can I see it? Yeah, sure, man. Hey, did he leave with my ring? No, what ring?
Yeah, do not
Fucking
let
stole his ring.
Vladimir Putin have your things. Even if he says he'll give them back, he will not.
He will not. And what are you going to do? Make him?
Yeah.
Let's see. Then we get the harmonica solo that we're going to go ahead and attribute to Mr. Stevie Wonder, and I don't know why that exists. Let's just move past it. Then we get a random blues guitar solo that, man, the more I think about it, Tim, the less likely I'm thinking this is Steven Seagal.
Yeah, it's not.
There's just so many other lies.
Yeah.
Then we get the chorus over and over again, and we get to track number 7, my favorite song on the entire album, Lollipop.
Is this song racist? Is the inclusion of this song somehow racist? I can't justify that, but it feels true.
I think the question you're angling towards, if I can put a slightly finer point on it, was his decision to do a faithful first wave ska cover a racist decision?
Yeah, okay.
Yes. But I gotta say, Tim, of all the things I expected on this album, all the things, and I expected a lot given that I knew most of the history that you read earlier, I did not expect Steven Seagal to go ska.
Yeah, the amount of reggae or reggae adjacent music on this album was a surprise to me as well.
Yeah, musically it's ska. There's horns. There's an incessant mouth harp. Features again our good friend, the Jamaican reggae singer. This time I did manage to transcribe some of his words. This song itself is a cover of a song originally performed by a lady named Millie Smalls, which was also a cover of the same song performed in 1943 by a bunch of old weirdos.
Yeah, I think this song is often attributed to traditional.
Yeah, traditional. Now, before he sings a word, and I am going to perform the shit out of this song, he affects an accent. And I mean, doing an accent is not inherently racist, but when I heard Steven Seagal at the start of this, and he's not fully into the mic, but you just hear him having a pre-song conversation talking about my girl Lollipop. You know you're in for something special.
Offensive, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes. Let me just get into it. I'm going to sing the fuck out of this song. I love it so much, I don't care.
And again, listen, the accent Garrett is doing is not the accent of a Jamaican man. He is doing a faithful impression of Steven Seagal, who happens to be doing a poor impression of a Jamaican man, but that's neither here nor there. The person that Garrett is imitating is mostly Irish, so it's fine.
Exactly. And to start this, you got to start the general Steven Seagal mumble moan.
My good lollipop, you make my heart go giddy up. You are the sweetest candy. You are my sugar dandy. I mean, my good lollipop.
Why, Tim?
I don't know. I don't know why any of these decisions were made. And specifically, given the allegations against him, this was a poor decision from a lyrical standpoint, because it says, I'm in love, I'm in love. Don't care what we'll say. My lollipop, she's a girl. My love, that's right. Don't care, people.
Oh, hold on. Let me revise this, Tim, because the transcriptions online were garbage. What he says, you got it 90%. Let me get you the last 10. I'm in love. I'm in love. Me don't care what people will say. My lollipop, she's a special girl. My love, that's right. Don't care what people will say.
Sure, okay, I had the special later in this.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But here's the thing. Why would he have to care what people have to say?
Oh, obviously his lollipop is a sweet young lady.
Right. Well, but then why would he have to care what people have to say? Why would anyone be saying anything? Is there something that is specifically amiss with this special girl that people might talk?
Yeah, she is underage.
Maybe she's not
clear.
Oh, she might not be.
I mean, yeah, I guess it would be a little on the nose to nickname your underage girlfriend Lollipop.
Yeah.
But you're already pretty gross.
Right. She might
you
be.
Make my heart go giddy up.
Is in this song. I want everyone to know.
She might be. How do I want to say this in the most sensitive way possible.
I doubt it.
She might be
differently abled,
developmentally incapable of understanding the relationship that Steven Seagal wants from her.
Oh my God. Okay, well, let's venture into these murky waters you've let us into. Rather than it being an underage situation, which is by no means a good situation to have to talk about, let's move more into what you're proposing. She is, I don't even know what the right words are anymore. He is seeking a relationship with somebody that is of a diminished mental capacity.
I'm pretty sure that's horrificarly offensive, but I don't know.
Differently abled? That can't be offensive. It sounds offensive.
Yeah, it's Garrett, I was not meant for these
Can we use a medical
terms.
Definition?
Yes, perhaps this young lady that he is interested in has a chromosomal aberration, we should say, or perhaps it's something as simple as not enough iodine in her mother's diet when she was pregnant. There's a lot of things that could be going on here. She might just be
way too much
underage.
booze in her diet when she was pregnant.
Yeah. Anyway.
Either way, she shouldn't. Maybe it's Britney Spears.
I don't feel comfortable with that. The point is, for whatever reason, this special girl does not meet the legal standards to make her own relationship decisions for whatever reason.
Right. Exactly. Oh man, I'm struggling here. We can definitely say at the start of this relationship, he knew that he was going to face adversity and naysayers.
Yes.
It's an inspirational tale.
Ugh.
You know you're sweet as candy.
Gross. My lollipop in the yard to start. You know she'll never leave me. If I told you she will meet me in the yard, no, she'll never greet me. Never deceive me, she never leave me. My lollipop never can cheat me. That's the Jamaican fella. I don't know exactly what the yard is. I think it's some sort of slang, right?
Maybe.
Not actually playing in the front yard.
Maybe. I don't know. I hope not.
Well, I mean, see, I pictured, unfortunately, like this song is about somebody he perhaps admired in their front yard who was enjoying a lollipop, which is not traditionally an older person.
I want to move on to the next song, Garrett.
We can't, though, because we haven't read I Love You, I Love You, I Love You So.
But I don't want you to know.
Why? I need you, I need you.
I need you so.
Oh.
But I'll never let you go.
I can answer this. He wants to keep the upper hand in the relationship.
Always.
Yeah. Yeah, so if he can't tell her that he loves her, she loves him, and he remains emotionally distant.
See, I hoped he remained physically distant, and this was all just a story about him peeping on his lolly. It's not great, but it is at least a safe distance. More of a Marty McFly situation.
I can take that at this point.
Yeah, no, it's a small win. Now, I do want to also point out that the last version of his My Girl Lollipop has an echo. And so for the last 2 minutes of the song, you get to listen to pop, 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 in a Steven Seagal in the round. It's pretty great. It's not hard to understand why.
This album.
We're not there yet. Track number 8, Not For Sale.
My word is not for sale. My reputation is not for sale.
This has to be a parody.
It's irony, right?
It has to be, but I don't think that he understands. Like, he's the sort of person, he's like a dog. He doesn't have a sense of humor.
Oh, dogs have senses of humor.
Well, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
He's like a turtle.
There it is. Humorless animal.
Right.
He's the most for sale person on the planet.
It's right.
He was fined by the SEC for being so openly for sale.
Yeah, for something called Bitcoin.
Yeah, remains unclear.
Yeah, we start off here with some, and I'm using quotey fingers here, world music.
Yeah, see heavy drums and vaguely Middle Eastern chanting, possibly Indian.
And some wailing, yeah. And then we get a ton of obnoxious persecution complex that could have been written by L. Ron Hubbard himself. Your words, they may hurt me. If you cut me, I might bleed. I'm a human. I have feelings just like you. Why can't you see? You think your transgressions can be settled by money? Send me legal letters. Impress me with your paper laws and greed. Paper lawmaker, empty promise maker, psychiatrist, Judas mindbreaker, straight up man.
I'm terribly interpolated.
Lawmakers.
There are no snakes at the foot of my bed.
Lawmakers.
Elron, we miss you.
Lawmakers eat my flesh and drink my blood.
But I'm not for sale.
Yeah, okay, that's pretty much the song. Let's start at the top. Your words may hurt me. If you cut me, I might bleed. I am a human. I have feelings. So, somebody's saying something about him that makes him feel bad. At first, I thought this might be a reporter, but now I think when he says paper lawmaker, empty promise maker, I think he's talking about a DA. Yeah, so judges and lawyers are maybe the lawmakers, not legislators. He calls them a Judas mindbreaker. Not sure what that is, but I do think it's an excellent way to possibly win an argument.
It's a sick burn.
Is it?
It is.
You Judas mindbreaker.
Straight up man faker.
He does say straight up man faker.
Interesting.
I don't have
Hold on. Perhaps our romantic comedy starring Tim and Steve isn't gonna work because he seems to be already on to me. Straight up man faker. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it.
Man faker.
But I'm not for sale. My word is not for sale. My reputation is not for sale. My bond is not for sale. My heart is not for sale. Russian firearms manufacturers, energy drinks, the most suspicious sounding of cryptocurrencies, therapeutic oils, and whatever that Steven Seagal lawman show was. He's currently a shill for a foreign government and, very allegedly, a traitor to our country.
Yeah, his patriotism was for fucking sale. I didn't even know you could sell that. I guess you have to have some first, but still.
Yeah.
Song continues.
You can try to take my soul, but it's not for sale. You can try to take my love, but it's not for sale. You can try to take my voice, but it's not for sale. You can try to take my freedom, but it's not for sale.
It's all for sale.
Yeah.
Song continues.
It has
You
to
try
be
to
parody.
kill us with your lawyers, the immoral and corrupt. For those of us who seek higher wisdom, we will not give up. Man's law will take your breath away. Man's law will take the light from day. Man's law will protect the lawless. Man's law will make the righteous powerless.
He's clearly using the indignance defense. Like, it's man's law that's bringing me down, not the law of man, but man's law.
Maybe he has some sort of sovereign citizen leanings.
Yeah, no, I think so.
That would be. I
and
would
he's
love to
invading
see
other
this guy.
sovereignties all the time.
I would love. That's a good euphemism there. We'll say that. Let's
Yeah.
patch that in.
I conquered her and took over the state.
Okay.
I set up a new capital in her behind.
Not my words, Tim. Don't look at me like that.
Track. I hate this album. Track number 9. Dance.
Please dance, leave it all behind for a while. Look into my eyes and smile, please dance.
This feels like his take on a Bollywood song.
Yes, it opens with a little more violin, so I was just like, Romani folk song, what? But then we hear the dole drum. That's that double-sided drum that we hear in Bollywood music. Again, he's sort of rapping, but not with the chorus. Let me describe the chorus. I don't think I can do it justice, so I won't try. But this is what he says. Please dance with me, leave it all behind for a while. Look into my eyes and smile. But he sings it. He sings it.
Yeah.
Steven Seagal sings it. All the other songs is not this. This is something different. What is this?
Please dance and leave it all behind for a while. Look into my eyes and
He says that 6 times in a row. And at the end of each one of those, he's out of breath.
Oh, yeah.
Audibly.
Yeah, he is a very unwell man.
Please dance with me, leave it all behind for a while. Look into my eyes and smile. Please dance, we'll leave it all behind for a while. Look into my eyes and smile. I can't say listen to much. Listen to Lollipop and maybe listen to the opening of this song because it's unlike all the others.
Listen to each one of these songs once and then never again. I think this is worth knowing. Like,
It's out there.
It's worth knowing this exists. You don't
Okay.
have to listen
Yeah, no, I think
to
that's fair.
to the whole song, but
No,
get
in
get
fact,
a
you don't
sense.
have to go past the first half.
Yes.
They all repeat.
Yep.
All right. So beyond the fact that he says, please dance, we'll leave it all behind for a while. Look into my eyes and smile. 6 times in a row, a total of 18 in the entire song, literally 18. He then goes on to say, I don't care where you came from, baby, or what you do. You can go straight barefoot or you can wear your shoes. You can talk all you want about romance. If you want to come with me, all you gotta do is dance, baby. Please dance. Dancing is banging?
I guess. Yeah. And we get some French that heightens the seductive act, I guess.
Oh, voulez-vous danser avec moi, baby? That's a reference to the film Come Dance With Me from 1959 with Brigitte Bardot.
Probably.
Brigitte Bardot? Brigitte Bardot.
Bridget.
Bridget.
You're a goddamn
That's a name
American.
you don't hear. Cheap chick in the city.
Yeah. Let's move on, man.
No, you can't rush it, Tim. I take you on a boat. I take you on a train. I take you on a car. I take you on a plane. I believe the music. I believe the drum. When two start to dance, they become one.
don't
Dance
like
with me.
him telling me the places he's going to take me.
No, it feels very taken.
Track number 10, moving the fuck on. Jealousy.
You have turned this piece of paper into a weapon of mass destruction. Our forefathers were rolling over in
They're about to be taken. Look around. Shout out everything you see.
He's a large man. He has a jet black ponytail. It appears to be painted on.
Yes. This song was definitely written by Steve.
Oh, yeah.
It's embarrassing. First of all, this is again back to the uncomfortable reggae that is not his forte. And then we immediately jump into everyone is super jealous of him, right? Jealousy.
Yeah, and they just don't understand.
Right. Jealousy, treachery, those who want to be what they cannot be. Jealousy, treachery, those who think they see what they cannot see. Jealousy, treachery, jealousy, treachery. That's the not terrifying part of this song.
Yes. At that point, it's just a persecution complex and we can get over it. That's par for the course with this dude.
It continues. Hold on.
I could ruin your livelihood. I could kill you. I would. With the messiest shit you ever heard. I could trash your lip, mutate you. You might lose your wife. I might destroy your life. Maybe I had things you wouldn't want. Spread a rumor, and I ruin your job and your life. You wouldn't have a sense of humor.
Now, this is his perception of the media against him, right?
I don't know, because I
really don't know.
What I think it is I think he's saying everyone is jealous of him, the media is screwing with him, and this is his threat to them.
Oh, interesting. See, I assumed it was just the media saying I could ruin your life. But I listen, I'm happy with it either way.
The media wouldn't say I could kill you.
Yeah, and to be fair, in my notes it says controversial dictation. And in my notes it says I could kill your wood. I was just like, what? What does that mean?
Well, you know what? I would say that the presence of Steven Seagal should be some sort of erection killer.
Yeah, dick killer. Yeah, no, my notes said I could ruin your livelihood. I could kill your wood with the messiest shit you ever heard. But yeah, yours makes more sense. Not like a mountain more sense, just enough.
No.
Because none of this really makes sense. But I like your interpretation. This is him saying, all right,
Keep messing with the bull. You're gonna get the horns.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think what he's saying is your reporting on me is messing with my livelihood. I'm gonna fuck with you right back. I'm gonna ruin your livelihood. I'll kill you.
Yeah. I mean, that sounds like
You're reporting on how I'm married to two people gets my marriage annulled? Well, I'm gonna ruin your marriage. You're gonna lose your wife. I'm gonna spread rumors about you. I'm gonna kill her with Aikido.
Right, and that it makes sense because he says you wouldn't have a sense of humor, right? Like he's saying,
that's true.
If I did what I perceive you to have done to me, to you, you wouldn't think it's funny.
Yeah, I'm with you. Then out of nowhere, a completely random man says, "Did you say celluloid? Maybe I could sell some trash to the tabloids."
Yeah.
Then back to Steve with the worst analogy ever.
You're like a hungry ghost. The more you eat, the hungrier you'll be. What?
Yeah, I didn't really understand this exactly. It's
The hungrier ghost, the more you feed, the more you need, the deeper your greed. What?
I don't
Hungry
know.
ghost?
I don't know.
We all know that classic American expression. He's like a hungry ghost.
Yes.
Huh? Then we get a conversation with a Jamaican woman, and again, controversial dictation.
You a journalist?
Yeah, I'm not going to try to do her voice.
How's that?
That's what I get paid for.
Did you ever go to school?
Yeah, me last school I know would fuck you for money. Hey man, this is freedom of the press.
Who you mean, feeding the fuckers for free?
Hey man, this is our Constitution, and you know the Fifth fucking Amendment.
You turn that piece of paper into a weapon of mass destruction. Our forefathers would be rolling over in their graves.
Okay.
What?
The Fifth Amendment, the right to not incriminate yourself, I think he means the First Amendment, but he definitely says the Fifth.
He does.
Because he doesn't know things. I'm sure, okay, our forefathers would be rolling over in their graves because of how the press treated incredibly fairly, because everything they've reported, allegedly, he has done. This piece, like, I could see Jefferson rolling over in his grave, but none of the rest of them.
No, not at all. And honestly, yeah, because Jefferson was a monster.
Right. But the whole thing, again, it has a very Trumpian air to it, right? Like, the press truly are the enemy of the people.
Just seems to be the people that are doing fucked up shit.
Yeah, like they have fallen down on their job. The press don't do a good job, but the problem is that they investigate you less than they should.
Yeah, not enough.
Right.
Not enough coverage of the sexual abuser, allegedly.
Yes.
You've made my episode less lighthearted than I wanted it to be.
Right. Because he's a monster who preys on those weaker than him.
Yes. Track 11, Gino. War.
They say we're going to war, but it's never what we say we're fighting for.
Another reggae jam for some reason.
Yeah. Tell them, no more war. What? That is Steven Seagal opening up the song.
Now, is it possible that he has a series of guest singers that are, for our purposes, uncredited, that are the ones doing...
A bunch of guest singers doing a Steven Seagal impression?
Doing a Steven Seagal impression of a Jamaican accent, yes.
Yes, no. Of course not. That's not a thing.
I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. I'd like you to come in and impersonate me.
None of that would he do. That would hurt his feelings.
Yeah.
Song opens. There's always a story, but we never know what it's for. They say we are going to war, but it's never for what they say we are fighting for. Greed, lies, and hate, murder, and it's all because of what? War! Steve is apparently anti-war in state propaganda, but moved to Russia.
Sure, and also doesn't he pretty much exclusively make movies about, like, soldiers kicking ass?
Yeah, pretty much. Although a lot of times he does turn against the system that betrayed him.
But that's only so he has more people whose asses to kick.
Of course.
He is not a good actor.
No, he's not.
Never has been.
Of course not. Love those movies. And again, folks, he's doing a bad Jamaican accent. Let's see. We get a lot of commentary on the proletariat. He says, nice shirt, nice tie, nice look in your eye. So tell me why we never see you when the bullets fly. You sit in your big house and you watch it on TV. Murder in the jungle, murder in the streets. Okay, great. Unless this isn't about that, and in fact, it's all just a big metaphor, and he's calling out his fellow action stars who aren't out there actually doing the hard work, being a 20-year veteran of law enforcement and, I don't know, recreationally beating women.
Your words, not mine.
No, his words, not mine.
Sorry. Allegedly.
Jesus. I don't think you know what a lot of our catchphrases mean, buddy.
Yes, I don't.
All right, let's keep going. We still have a ways to go. The incomparable track number 12, Strut.
No wonder Fernandez if I make me name.
Me want the body, him want the punani.
This
is why we're here.
Yes, absolutely. Holy shit. This album, definitely not front-loaded.
No, I mean, this is literally the reason Tim and I did this album. We had heard this song ages ago.
I don't think I've ever heard it.
Oh, I had.
I've seen the lyrics.
It was floating around the internets in like 2005-ish, 6-ish. This is the most Steven Seagal Jamaican reggae attempt. It's heavy Seagal accent. Like so bad that me impersonating him is racist.
Yes, but you should do it anyway.
I might. It's a duet of sorts, right? Him and a Jamaican woman.
Yeah.
Or God, what if it was a white lady just doing a great Jamaican accent? That'd be shocking.
Yeah.
What if it was Steven Seagal doing a great lady Jamaican accent?
I like that. Yeah.
Because
well, again,
he
has a high
his original voice. Yeah. You got there. All right. Song opens. Girl, what you really want all night? To which his duet partner replies, me want the body. Make me feel nice. Boy, what you really want all night? To which Steven Seagal replies in a heavy Jamaican accent, me want the punani. C for make nice. She want the body. Him want the punani. And me know it nice.
And he's saying buddy, right? Like friend? It's a friend?
No, I thought it was she want the body. Maybe it's buddy. I mean, it was transcribed as buddy, but the notes
that's what
online
it sounds
were so
like. But again,
off.
Yeah,
who fucking knows? But
anyway.
That doesn't matter. What's most important is that he want the punani, Tim.
Well,
and he said, no, I don't. You know what? Let's just slow it down. We've lost the forest for the trees. Steven Seagal sung the line in a heavy Jamaican accent. Me want the punani. C for make nice.
Yes,
that's the whole show.
Yep,
that's the whole thing right there. Gino, write it on the board. What the actual fuck? That alone should be enough to. Maybe that's why he doesn't live here anymore. They deported him. That's so crazy.
Yeah, it's shocking. It is shocking that this happened. It's shocking that a man with as poor judgment as Steven Seagal has thought that this was a good idea. Like, even he should have been like, let's cut this one.
Yeah, you know what, guys? On paper sounded great. Now that I hear it, I don't think they're going to get what we were going for.
I think Song they will, continue.
Maybe. Song continues. When the girls start to strut, you could look at their butt. You shouldn't do that. His words, not mine. Think just that, because her dress is just as pretty. They're not just to cover her kitty. And pause.
I don't like that.
Sometimes you meet people that are a new kind of gross. They use words and phrases that you've never heard before, and you're like, oh, you're like real fucking gross.
And it's said
that would be Steven Seagal.
It's said with the confidence of somebody who, like, yeah, it's what everyone says.
Oh, yeah. Like he said elbow.
Yeah. Hey, girl, let me see that kitty. Let me see a little kitty cat.
Okay, please stop. No. No. Nope. Track number 13. Stop it. I can't. Nope. We can't do any more of your kitty play. I don't like it. Track number 13. Executive decision. Gory. Gory?
Yeah.
Gory.
Slave driver, I know you want a part of me.
6 minutes, Tim.
6 minutes of Steven Seagal weighing in on slavery.
Yeah, controversial decision.
Right.
It's a slow, jammy R&B with a little bit of blues guitar. Let's talk for a moment about what this may or may not be about. You definitely have hit the nail on the head, Tim. It, I think, is about an island in Senegal known as Slave Island, or Goree. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, the shipping of slaves from Goree lasted from 1536, when the Portuguese launched the slave trade, to the time the French halted it in 312 years later. Wow. The Portuguese, the Dutch, French, and British all fought and killed each other over slave trade from this location.
Now, presumably the Dutch were fighting against the slave trade. I've heard they're good people. I've heard they treated Africans well. Okay, as well as, say, like another small, like, you know, the U.S., it's a very large nation. It has a lot of influence. Like, think of like something small that like couldn't possibly have that big of impact, like the Belgians, right? I feel like the Dutch are probably no worse than the Belgians.
Oh my God. History jokes. Okay, Tim. Song opens, and this is what I love about a Steven Seagal album. Classic Seagal album trope. Just when you think this is probably going to be another highly offensive reggae song. Instead, a man sings in a language that I had to look up. I suspect it's Wolof, the official language of Senegal, but it could be anything.
Yeah.
And he is singing the chorus of this song entirely in his own language. And it sounds awful. Just
He's
not
a man
that
of
he
the
sounds
world.
awful. Not that he sounds awful. It sounds awful in here.
Yeah.
Because then Steven starts singing the chorus over the man singing it in the Wolof.
Yeah, every bit of this is a poor decision.
Yeah, it's crazy. So the song goes, and again, it's not in English, but what he's singing is, slave driver, I know you want no part of me. Slave driver, won't you open up your heart to me? Slave driver, why don't you look right through me? Maybe if you don't, you could never use me. Honestly, I actually have no real problem with those lines, except for why is it all from the perspective of Steven Seagal?
Well, Garrett, because he exists in all of our oceans, in all of our skies. He is there among us. If you think the spirit that moves within us, the spirit that guides us, that's Steven Seagal. He is inside of you right now.
Disagree.
Against your will.
Agree. Then, okay, so after this man sings this opening in not English, which is fine, but again, it just doesn't sound very good because it's a Steven Seagal album. Then Seagal comes in a falsetto we haven't really seen much of up to this point, and he says, well, now I'm sailing away. The sun's shining bright in the sky, and I'm free when I close my eyes. Why is Steven Seagal singing about being a freed slave? Is it a metaphor? Is he
No,
free
Garrett,
of the
no,
American
it's not.
judicial system?
It is not. It's not. He is putting himself in the position of a free slave, in a slave in general. He is spiritual enough to understand the plight of any man, living or dead. Not women.
Fascinating.
Does not care about them one bit. But men,
Doesn't really view them as human.
yeah, okay.
They don't have souls.
Oh, sure.
His words, not mine.
Right.
Nobody has a soul. My words.
Fair enough.
Oh, song continues. One brother lost and another one found. One man killed and another one drowned. Slave driver, drink my blood. Use up every part of me. After all, in your mind, I'm just a commodity. I know many different people's ancestors were slaves. Slavery's been around for a very long time, so it's not like any one particular group of people has slavery all to themselves. But recent slavery is going to stand out in stark contrast to the man singing about this slavery.
Maybe.
And more specifically, this man's singing about the African slave trade.
Maybe he's using it so he is of Jewish heritage. They were at one point enslaved. Maybe he is saying that he was saying that, his ancestors too were enslaved, so he understands what it's like to have been.
You know what? Executive decision. Track 14, The Light.
They throw the key away.
Oh, it's hard to care at this point.
Yeah. So, Tim, I have a very special take for this song because it is boring and slow and terrible and makes almost no sense at all. I had to really look at it holistically, and I came up with a running theme throughout the song. I think that this song tells the story of what it is like to attend an orgy at Mr. Steven Seagal's house.
Interesting.
So you enter the front door, and immediately it is locked and closed behind you, though you do not know who closed it or where the key has gone.
He probably
It
has
is a
some
key.
sort of desk button.
Oh, yeah, it's a Lauer button, for sure. For sure.
I don't know how to ask this. Could I get a Lauer put in?
Well, that's the thing. So, okay, just pausing right there. I feel like there's some sort of maintenance guy that we're all letting off the hook or not investigating properly. Who's Matt Lauer? I've seen that man's hands. He is not into carpentry.
No, he didn't build that device. But also, can you honestly give me like a non-creepy reason you would need that? Why would you need to lock the door and not have to get up?
No,
why would you need to lock
it's,
the door at
it's,
work?
It's not like if you've got a mansion and you want like secret passageways. It's not something cool.
No.
Like if you said like, hey, I want you to like move this wall out like 2 feet, like take up 2 feet of my office, put in a bookshelf so that I can have like a secret passageway there and, I'll carve some. The point is there's plenty of stuff you could do that seems a little creepy, but if you actually think about what you're planning to, you could justify why you want it for incredibly cool reasons.
Right, but not this. The best you could come up with is, sometimes I like to jerk off at work and I don't want to have to get up. Because if folks, I've been working in the real world here for a long time.
Dear.
Tim, no. I love doing that to you. Anyway, as I was gonna say, if the thing you're about to do in your office makes you go, ooh, I should lock the door, don't do that. It's not an office thing. There's nothing you need to do at the office except for edit a podcast that requires you to lock the door.
Well, that's true. That's true. Bring headphones.
Anyway.
That's a good tip, too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Anyway, so Tim, let's go through the song with the idea that you've entered the house, you've got a mysterious eyed-wise shut type invitation, although there's a lot of Aikido forms on the front of it. That's okay. Song goes. There's a hole in the light, and I know it's one way. Once you go in, they throw the key away. Darkness befalls the night, night begets the day. If I see you in this journey, I hope you can stay. Well, it's rocky and it's rough. It's old and it's new. It's bitter and it's sweet. It's rough and it's smooth. Walking through space, life has its own pace. Flying high, sometimes low. Lightning speed, or sometimes slow. You've seen the gods and demons. Colored lights abound. Not to be distracted, liberation through sight and sound. May the drum of the Dharma be melodious. All directions, sight and sound be harmonious. Do not be distracted. Amatayas by your side. Wrapped in panoramic view, you are deified. Now, of course, Amayatas being the Lord of boundless life who attained full enlightenment in the realm of his prayer. But Tim, doesn't that sound like an orgasm to you? This is a journey through the house of an orgy at Steven Seagal's house. Ultimately, you are deified, raised to the heights of deity and climax.
Sure, but I don't think any of that's happening at one of his parties.
Oh, no.
This is the pitch, but it's not what you're going to get.
No, it's just like, ugh, you know what? I don't even want to paint the picture. Let's keep moving. That brings us to the end of the album, Tim. How did this thing do?
Bad, Garrett. It's unclear exactly how bad, but I can confidently say really, really bad.
You don't say.
He and his guitar were, though, nominated for an award for this. They were nominated for Worst On-Screen Couple at the Golden Raspberries Award. And that's funny.
Yeah, I don't always love them, but Best On-Screen Couple, that's pretty funny. What did people think of it?
Well, there are 176 total Amazon ratings, 4.4 out of 5 stars on average, 70% 5-star, 4% 1-star. Now, obviously, most of those 5-star reviews are, of course, people trying to be funny, so I'm not going to dignify any of those by reading them, but Chap Gmumberson in 2006 said, I am a little perspect to read all the joking reviews here about the Steven Seagal band CD, The Crystal Caves. Not the name of it, not the name of his band. I don't know what this Gunnar Flint guy is on about, but I heard no Jews harp on this, and in addition, this is an anti-Semitic expression, tradition or no. I have enjoyed many of Mr. Seagal's movies and also his appearances on Johnny Carson, where he played the ukulele and sang those fun little ditties. And I guess this is a development of that to its logical end. The blues! Also, you would have the blues too if you had the weird science dream lady Kelly LeBrock, and then it didn't work out and she was gone. Although maybe they're still together, I don't remember, in which case he shouldn't have the blues at all. And then in parentheses, unless she is no longer hot. Anyway, listen to this if you like slick blues recordings or enjoy Steven Seagal, and if you like both, you are in luck. In spades, enjoy 4 out of 5 stars.
There is an aggressive mouth harp on this album.
Yes.
I called it out earlier.
Yep. One more here. Let's see. This is by Marina E. Michaels. It's called Eclectic and Well-Crafted, again from 2006. I want to address those who question the fact that Mr. Seagal, action film hero, released a music CD saying there is no natural law that says we can only be good at one thing. This CD proves that point. I love the music and the range of the kinds of music on this CD. I have eclectic tastes and love world music, so this CD is a wonderful treat to listen to. Mr. Seagal's singing and playing are sweet at times, and other times as manly as a woman could wish. Yes, there's some social commentary, but there's nothing wrong with that. And nothing is preachy. Everything is just the right tone. There's also just the right amount of humor in many of these songs. I admire a man who is willing to speak up for his beliefs. 4 out of 5 stars.
4 out of 5! All of that. She wrote more than I did in all 4 years of high school in that review.
And she is so horny for him.
So horny for that tale. Wow. That's wild. Her review might make me hate this album. Anyway.
I feel like this album should make you hate this album. We'll get there.
Tough to say. Excellent reviews, Tim. Who's this for?
No one.
Yes, that sounds right. That brings us to final thoughts. I actually, for once, have a final thought. So let me open with this. We've danced around it a few times, bumped into it on even a couple of songs. The amount of similarity, and I can't believe I'm about to say this, the amount of legitimate similarities between this album and the Church of Scientology. is weird. Like the sentiments of like persecution and holiness and seduction and entrapment and murder. Looking at you, Miss Cabbage. Show us your wife. Anyway, I think that this guy oozes cult mentality.
Oh, yeah.
Not that Scientology is a cult. That's a real religion. I'm just saying. Some people have accused them of that, of course. Right?
Yeah, no, I agree wholeheartedly. I think that this is the Church of Scientology in an album, and I would just like to say that I, Tim Richardson, am actively rooting against this man.
I do support that. Okay, Tim, I assume you have no more to say about this?
No, God, no.
Well, as a formality, we all know what you're going to say, unless it's the shock of the century. Doubt it. After an entire 2 weeks with this album, do you hate Steven Seagal's Songs from the Crystal Cave?
Yeah, of course I do. Of course I do. This is imminently hateable. What about you, friend? I mean, I can't even believe I'm going to say get there. You are just lying up top. Garrett, do you hate this?
How dare you besmirch my official answer? How dare you?
Okay.
But yeah, I do hate this.
Okay, follow-up question. Did you hate this when we hit record?
Ooh, maybe.
All right. All right. I'll leave it at that. I won't ruin the format here.
No, I do hate it. This is bad. It's kind of offensive. It supports many of the accusations we've heard prior to this day and today.
Allegedly.
I'm curious how you feel about this. Actually, Tim, you know what? As a very special treat, I have so many more Seagal quotes for you. I have 2 pages. I'm just going to read one. This is a Steven Seagal quote. Quote, "I've made a lot of mistakes." End quote.
He sure has.
That's the best way to end this. Folks, as always, if you can, first of all, reach out, hatePodMail@gmail.com or hatepod.com. Click on Contact Us in the upper left-hand corner. We love to hear from you. You can write in, request songs, request albums. If it's a request, put it in the title, please. That makes it easier for us to grab it and put it to the list. It's become untenable for us to keep our email organized. There are a shit ton of you. And we keep them coming. We want it. It's just hard as fuck for us to organize, and Gino's useless. And the interns are gone. I don't know where they are. We didn't even have time to talk about that today. You can find us on Instagram. That's HatePod. Twitter's Album HatePod. I'm G Harvey Tweets. We got Discord server. We got subreddits all about this crazy ass show. If you're on the Apple Podcast app, which according to the statistics, only about 25% of you are at this point, throw the 5 stars up there. If you got more time, write a wacky review. We love reading them. We'll read them here on the show, at least at the end of the year, if not as a fun refresher throughout the year. If you're on something else, if you can just follow us or subscribe or whatever the fuck your service says. Most of you are on Spotify at this point. I don't even know what Spotify has. Tim and I are both weirdos, so neither of us are on Spotify. So whatever that's got, I think it's follow or subscribe. Do that, please. It makes a big difference. In fact, we can tell when there's a bump in the numbers because we get put onto recommended pages and then our listeners double for a week for no apparent reason until we go back and go, oh, we were on the front page of blah, blah, blah. Anyway, that's a long way of saying, please reach out. We love to hear from you. We want new theme music. We want new artwork. Sam, I know you've written us emails and texts and shit. We're just busy. We'll get back to you soon. I promise. Thank you. We'll send you money and you can make us art. I think that's about it for Why I Hate This Album. I have been one of your hosts, Garrett Harvey.
I have been the other, Timothy P. Richardson, the funny one. And on October 25th, 2015, Garrett Oswald Harvey said, "Science, as it turns out, is gay."
Did I?
You did.
What year was this?
2015.
Wow. Called it early.
Yep.
You heard it here first.
There's cowboys running through my dreams. Nothing's quite the way it seems. I joined the Navy, got kicked out in a week. My facial features aren't distinct. Try to find some meaning in these songs. The genius is a genius, got it wrong. No, it's a lobster murder sex thing. It's the bleaching of the rear. A full assault on both your ears. The riffs are too repetitive. The lyrics make no sense. All the songs are B-sides. The cover art's a mess. Listen to it for a week. Now that week has passed. the Why I Hate This Album podcast with Tim and Garrett.